Shalom, everyone. I wanted to hop back on here again because I wanted to talk about my license plate because of all the stupid idiot game stuff y'all play. But anyway, but again, it's for every one of us to learn from it because it's written that that new sun is going away. This isn't me saying this. This is things that have been written down before. You know, you guys that are in this friendship with the devil need to say you're not my friend anymore is what really needs to happen. But anyway, so I've talked about my license plate. It says several different things on it, but one of the things that the negative to look at it would say Gate Vice J. Now, the way that it's written, and I don't know if I've got on here and talked about it before, but the way that it is written is God, which is, and then it has the number 8 right next to it. Well, God in the Hebrew means Elohim, gods, goddesses, and angels, right? And which that word Elohim equals to a number 8, right? The thing that I saw today on my vehicle was, you know, God Vice, because we know the vice is what the vice is. J, it can also look like a vice. You pull somebody with that J, you know, which is also the A. Anyway, but I've got on here before and talked about how the wolf is the spit, but the llama is what the teacher is in the Hebrew, and the llama is actually, the lamed is the number L in the Hebrew, and the number L in the Hebrew, the picture of it, I don't know if you guys can see that, is the J, and it looks just like that because it's a staff. It's like a shepherd's staff. A shepherd's staff is meant to teach. That's what this lamed is, and it literally, and I've talked about this just today, I think, on one of my videos, that in the Hebrew, if you line up all of the alphabet in the Hebrew, the lamed, which looks like a llama because it's the teacher, it spits on the wolf that deceives, it stands above the rest, okay? Because the Creator is that. I'm not that, you're not that, yet we do that to one another to teach and to learn from one another, and I talked all about that, and I won't go into all that again. But the beautiful thing about my license plate that is that the Creator loves to take things. It's not because I talked about the spirit of Joseph going into the pit and how he told his brothers who threw him there that, hey, what you meant for evil, God turned it around for good, right? And so I looked at my license plate today, and it was like I seen that J, but I also, what I actually am seeing is the shepherd staff of the teacher within that Gate Vice J. He's turned it around for the teacher to vice the enemy with that J and push and pull and prod the enemy and to help protect people who need to release chains off of their life. It's amazing to me. It's literally amazing to me. So I just wanted to share that real quick. The 12 in the Hebrew, which is that lamed, means to teach. It's the shepherd's staff, to push or to pull, to protect the sheep, because sheep are considered the dumbest freaking animals. And I'm not a sheep, I'm not an animal. And I'm going to go over that again, but I'm not an animal. I'm not a dog, I'm none of that stuff. I'm a daughter of the great Creator that created everything that exists. This J that looks like that is a staff, it means to move something in a new direction, and that's exactly what has been coming out on this channel with that wheel turning and the Creator saying it's time to change it. I showed that other card, that Uno card the other day that he showed me. I had picked up the card deck and there it was. And he just keeps confirming it. The hands are switching now. The enemy, the devil, is being exposed. And the devil, and this is where it gets beautiful, because if you've gotten caught up with being friends with the devil, here's your chance to say no more and not to be afraid of it, because the devil has no power. Once you understand that, once you get the wisdom and you eat the honey that the bee goes after, and you actually are the bee and the bear together that make that, and you can hear, because the word hear is within that and the word see is within the word bear, then the devil has no hold on you and I. Then you can turn around and go, ha ha ha, devil, I disagree with you. You have no hold on me. So what the enemy meant for evil, the Creator says, come on up, Joseph, because I'm going to bring you up to a place of mastery within yourself, like those videos I talked today. It's not about big eyes and little U's and big eyes and big me's and little me's. It's not about that crap. It's about moving together in this realm and truly being people that don't play stupid little games as grown adults. And then turn around and teach our children, oh, you can't do this or that, but in reality, the parents are really doing that with other parents and grown-ups, and how ridiculously stupid it is. Because there's a way of teaching beyond the games that the enemy has viced people in. Because like I said, our forefathers, what they did, the root, everything's been about the root. The root of why we do what we do is because our forefathers taught us that. The scripture talks about, actually talks about the Gentiles saying, but it's still truth whether you're a Gentile or not, or whatever you are. I don't care what you are. The scripture says that they would come and say, our fathers lied to us. Well, lying is connected to the devil. Because the devil lies, and he cheats, and he steals, and he wants to control, and he wants to bind you with chains, and noose you, and all that stuff. And people are just getting caught up within it, and because their mind, that chip is gone, because that's what, well, we've done it this way. I was taught this way, and if you teach somebody over and over and over, then it's just it's grounded, it's rooted inside them. It's got to be uprooted. It's got to be switched. It's got to be literally uprooted and pounded and pounded and pounded. And if people don't start standing up, your children are going to lose their soul. Your children's spirit's going to be completely destroyed. Do you understand that your children are going to be destroyed because you're friends with the devil? You want to be friends with the devil? No, I don't think you really do. Although I know that a lot of people know that they are. And it's like I said the other day, people have found power there because there is power with the devil energy, but there's one more powerful than that. So why would you stay in an energy that, yeah, has power and yeah, can do this or that, but wait a minute, if I have an opportunity for a higher power than that, why wouldn't I just go for that one instead? Yeah, we're going to take this master key now that we have the knowledge and the understanding. We tasted wisdom. Because like I said, honey is connected to wisdom, Solomon said. So now that we've tasted and seen how good the Creator is, because it says, come and taste and see that I am good. He's good. He's not evil. And He loves to take the foolish things that people get all prideful about and say, and the higher power than that goes, oh yeah, well I'm somebody who'll come and turn it, and then I'll laugh at you. Because I love to take the foolish things of the wise and confound them by them. And that's the season that we're in. It's time to come out of the dungeon, because the key is here today. The key is absolutely here today. Take the soap and wash it off, but don't go back into the dirt. Don't go return into vomit. Stay clean. Because I love the story of the prodigal who tells his father, give me my inheritance. And this is, with me, has also been about inheritance. But this is a story of, and many people know that story, give me my inheritance, and he goes out and he squanders it all, and then he ends up with pigs. And I've talked on this channel about pigs And because money and banks and things like that, it's all connected to the pig and the slop and the filthiness. But our Creator, the higher power, will forgive once you come to yourself and say, well, I want to get cleaned up. So he comes to himself and he says, what am I doing here? I mean, at least I can go home to my Father's house and be at least a servant or something. Why would I be here with the pigs? And so he gets up and he goes home, and his father sees him far off. He sees him coming. And he tells his servants and his household, he says, hey, let's have a feast because my son's returning. My daughter's returning. It's a son in the story, but anyway, son or daughter, I don't care who you are. He loves his children. And when he comes back and he gets into his father's presence, his father knows that he's still filthy. He hadn't even taken a bath yet. And the scripture says that he kissed his old dirty neck. He put a robe on him, and he put a ring on his finger. He put a ring on his finger. And his brother got jealous and mad. Dad, what? Why would you forgive that? Don't you know that he went and squandered your money? He went out with all these prostitutes. He went and done that. And his dad said, look, to me he was dead, but now he came back. He's here. He's alive. It's like he was dead, but now he's alive again. And people have gotten their self in places like that, thinking that there's no return. And the Father's saying, yes, there is. I don't even care. I'm seeing you afar off how freaking dirty you are. And if you will just begin to move towards me, I will see you coming. And I will kiss your neck and put those rings on you. Even though your brother, your sister might get upset that I'm doing it. But it ain't have nothing to do with your brother or your sister. It has everything to do with the Father's heart. That's why David loved to chase after the Father's heart, like I've been talking about on this channel. It's beautiful to me. All this is for the shepherd's staff. And so the very gate or the door that I was talking about today for the master key and what's on my vehicle, gate vice J, yeah, it is. Because the Creator literally has turned it around and says what I'm driving, the chariot that I'm driving, that I was talking about the other day, that Elijah told the person that was with the chariot, that in the chariot with him, he was like, oh my God, we're trapped here. What are we going to do? And the prophet said, okay, God, open his eyes and let him know there's actually more of us than there are of the enemy. So now he's turned my license plate around to vice the spirit of the devil. And so if you're a devil's angel, then you're going to go to hell and you're going to stay there. But if you're somebody who's just been restrained by that devil energy, the Creator says, come home now. It's time to come home and do it now. Because we are in the time for the chains to just literally fall off of you and to come home. Because there's gifts and a big feast for you there. So anyway, that J, that shepherd's staff, is a beautiful thing. The 12 is the 3. Right? And I said that the 12 was also a master number, and I talked about mastery. Because the Creator wants us to master our life. The 12, the 3 is motivating, it's expanding, it's collaboration, it's groups. I've been dealing with organization, which is fine because it's all been for my teaching and it's all been for yours. We've all been in the dungeon, right? But the 12 literally is a master number. It's the lucky 7s, right, that I was talking about. It's love, it's light, it's order, it's a divine message, and it's victorious. It's positive changes is what it means. So I love it. So take that gate vice J, stick it up the devil's rear end. Give me my robe. Give me my rings, Daddy. Kiss my dirty neck, and thank you for forgiving me for anything I've ever done, because that's how great the Father's love is for you and I. So anyway, shalom.